Have you ever had a craving so dreamy and delicious? Well, as you can tell, I have. Today, I'm going to show you how to make Oreo balls. First, you're going to need Oreos. Try not to eat them because you will need all of them. You will need a package of cream cheese. Around 8 ounces is great. These materials will be used for the base of the Oreo balls. For the outer covering of the Oreo balls, you will need white almond bark. I use white almond bark instead of chocolate almond bark because I want to make them look like snowmen since it's this time of year, right? So, white is going to be the snowman. You will need a package of mini Oreos. It doesn't really matter as long as they're small and they look like Oreos. 3 bars of chocolate almond bark to decorate the snowman, and 1 tube of orange gel. First, you will need to wash your hands. This time of the year, the flu is spreading like crazy. You need to make sure it doesn't get to you. First, you're going to get some soap and some water. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Alright, shut those off and make sure you dry your hands because you do not want to skip this. I know you guys are in a hurry these days, but try not to be. Now that my hands are nice and clean, we can begin the project. We're going to start with the base of the Oreo ball. We're going to take the whole package of Oreos, every single one, right? You didn't eat any, and put them into a Ziploc baggie. I did this to save us some time because it takes me forever to get my big fingers to get all the Oreos out. Next, we're going to smash the Oreos with a rolling pin. You can do it either way. Like my mom, she does it with a hammer, but I think that's because she likes to take her stress out somewhere. She gets really violent with it, and sometimes the bag breaks. If that ever happens to you, you just need to take another Ziploc and put it around it to keep all the Oreos inside the bag. Now we're trying to get these Oreos nice and small so we can mix them with the cream cheese. It takes a while. So just take your time and do it right. Now that I have the Oreos all meshed up nice and fine, I'm going to dump them into a bowl. I'll throw that away. And with my 8 ounces of cream cheese, I'm going to open it and dump it in the bowl and mix it up so it's nice and creamy. The cream cheese is the base, or like what makes the Oreo ball stick together. Alright. Now you can use any mixer, or you can even use a hand mixer, but this is just what's easiest for me to use. And you're going to go on low for a long time basically until it's all together. It's really messy at times, but if you keep on mixing, it'll settle down sooner or later. Alright. I'm going to use a spatula and get all the extra out of the little things that mix it up. And now, I'm going to have my pan that I'm going to put the Oreo balls on. I'm going to take wax paper and make the wax paper nice and long so it has ends that go over. Then you're just gonna rip it and take some masking tape. You'll flip it over and bend it over and just tape it so the Oreo balls won't stick to the pan. It'll come off nice and easy when it's time for them to come off. You don't want to make it too tight, but you want to have plenty tight. Alright, now it's done. Now I'm going to take my cookie warmer and I'm going to take some Oreo mixture and put it out my hand and make it into a ball. Then just set it on there. You can fit them as tightly as you can because that doesn't really matter because they won't get any bigger in the freezer. Once you have all this batter done and in balls, you put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes or until it's nice and firm. I just took the Oreo balls out of the freezer. They're in there for about 10 minutes or so. They aren't frozen, but they're very firm. That is a good thing, a good sign, because they have to be workable for when we put them in the almond bark. The almond bark is already melted. I melted it in the microwave. You can either melt it in the microwave or on the stovetop, but it doesn't really matter, just what's easiest for you. For me, it's the microwave. I put it in there for about a minute. And then I stir it, and then I put it in for another minute because if you do it for too long, it will burn. Almond bark is a very burnable product, so you have to make sure you keep on stirring it. In the meantime, I did 6 bars of almond bark instead of the whole package. If you run out, then you can always do the other 6, but for now, just 6 is fine because if you have too much, it'll burn faster too. So we're going to get started by coating the Oreo balls in almond bark. You just plop it in there and you mix it around with your fork. Don't stab it because it will get messy. You just scoop it up and you drizzle it down. Once you got it drizzled down, you just kind of plop it on here. If you want them to look super nice, you have to take your time. Just make sure you do it right and it will probably turn out great. If you do it too fast, the almond bark won't go on there right and it'll get all messed up and the Oreo ball will show. Now Chad will come back. I'm finishing up now on my last Oreo ball and they look pretty darn good. In the meantime, once they're done, we're just going to let them sit out here for a couple minutes until they get firmly hard. Like the first one that done, they're already done already. But the newest one is not. So we'll just let them sit here for a little while. In the meantime, we're just going to wait. I'll get back to you shortly. Here I am and they're done now. So I just microwave this in the microwave. Once again, you can use a stovetop. It just depends on what you choose to do. So I microwaved this for about a minute, but I did 30 seconds and I mushed it up and then did another 30 seconds. And I microwaved it in this plastic Ziploc and I kept it open all the whole time. I put 3 bars of chocolate almond bark in here. I think that's probably enough for this batch. I massaged it thoroughly and then I took some scissors and I cut a little tip. Don't make it big, rather make it smaller and you can make it bigger in the end. Right now I'm going to use this to glue our mini Oreos / hats onto the snowman. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here and set it on top. If it might fall off first, but and they'll stick if you just put it back up there. So you just put a little bit on there and set it on. To me, they look like snowmen. I don't know what you can see in your eyes, but if you can't see snowmen, it might need to go to eye doctor. We have finished putting all the hats on our little snowmen, so now it's time to make the faces. So I'm going to grab a snowball, and I'm just going to do 2 little dots as the eye. Make sure you cut the hole super small for this part. If you have to redo it, then you can. But otherwise, just make sure, because if you do too much, then it just turns into a big blob instead of eyes. Smaller is better, you can always make it bigger. So I have the 2 eyes done. Now it's time to make the mouth. You can do a whole bunch of little dots in a shape of a smile. I'm going to do around 5. That's done. Now, I'm going to show you how to put on the carrot nose. So you have to massage this little packet of orange gel. So just keep on basically squeezing it, but they call it massage as a fancy word. You just do that, and then you'll take your scissors and you'll cut the tip off of it. You massage it so the liquid of the orange, the liquid and the orange come together instead of being apart. So now they're probably apart. Okay, now I'm gonna make the nose. I'm just going to do 1 big dot. And now I'm going to direct it into a carrot form. Just like this. Once you've done that one, you're going to do the rest of these and you'll have your snowmen all done.